piece of paper, a piece of cake. Peace, peace, peace. Whatever kind of peace you'd like to call it, this is a recital with the title, Peace is in Pieces. My name is unnecessary. It will not add a coin to your salary, and therefore allow me to get right to the subject of peace is in pieces. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, the sky, sun, seas. All of it was completely formless and void until the Spirit of God began to move over the face of the deep. Then God said, "Let there be light." And this light, His very word, was to be to us a guide for our feet, a light unto our paths. But as it were, man decided to go his own way, and Proverbs 16:25 will tell you it only led to a D- grade of despair, death, degradation and dehumanization in our nations that have led to so much frustration. But it was to restore man to the image of God that Christ came to this world to show us an example of obedience that we might live peaceably with all men. You see, my friends, you'll not find enough miracles, parables, whatever you'd like to call it, that Christ spoke directly about the subject of peace. Yet in every piece of his life, he strove to live peaceably with all men. Many of us claim to be Christians. Yes, even the Indians believe in a master who's the answer to all our disaster. Wake up in the morning to study the word, and as you take your super loaf, you reminisce of the bread of heaven that came down. And with a strungi comes the amazing prayer, "Fill my cup, Lord." But a few minutes into the deadly, incurable Mombasa Road, Jogoo Road, Rongai traffic, you kind of wish you could work some magic. But in this situation, you have to have the patience of the saints in Revelation, lest you're caught in violation of one of the Constitution's dispensation. Someone comes so close to your car, and they overlapped. They scratch it but a bit. The guy comes out in rage, begins to list all his tall relatives and what they can do for him in this situation. The wonderful hymn is converted to, "Lord, in the morning thou shalt hear my rage ascending high, when someone dares to overlap, and then he scratches my car." There's a whole commotion in the background. People hooting. They don't understand this Jama. All he wants to do is cause bala. So early in the morning, but he seems to have taken changa. But you know, he's Kisi and Adventist at that, so probably that was Chin Saga. Stereotypes aside, this man, he gets to work. He prides himself in all these trophies. "Men, I own all this." But the pride in his heart causes him to treat his employees as though they were some sort of hidden, rotten cabbage, hidden in the garbage. You know, he does not take them smooth. We could almost call him bruffage. But he's not all that useful, you know. No comedy in the room. What do you expect when your boss hasn't even watched Ice Age? This man, this terrible man, he constantly does abuse whosoever he does choose. Maybe it's part of being in the CEO's shoes, but please, the only nastiness we see and hear of should only be found in our loos. My friends, peace is something we have to choose before everyone we love and hold dear will lose. You see, a moment's act of anger will deceive you that you have won the battle. For what? A title? Congratulations! We can all give you a round of applause. Now that you've won the race, what have you won? We have less and less of love, less of peace, less of everything, less of a nation. You must be the happiest person in this generation. A little later, he gets home from work, but it kind of seems his kids worked harder, judging that they're dressed in the colors of the flag. Kijani ni ya nyasi, nyekundu ni ya meno, daima mimi mcheshi, angalia to my socks. And this man, he calls his children all manner of names before that final command is given. Fungua ya TV. And as usual, the anchor is ready for her presentation. Ungana nasi. And a quick glance. You know, the word ungana brings a lot of memories. So a quick glance at that tiny dining table reveals the white pebbles instead of a white mountain. And so he begins some sort of confrontation with the so-called love of his life. And what kind of life do you expect his children will have? Love in their lives? That they shall say it is well with my soul when someone steps on their toe? Absolutely not. My friends, if peace was a garment, every fashion designer would have it as a design and a label. If peace was a subject to be taught, then certainly it would be compulsory in all our schools. If peace, sweet peace, was something like a fossil, a mineral to be discovered, for sure, all the paleontologists and all people in history would have discovered it by now. If peace was something hidden at the back of our minds, then certainly other surgeons would perform that surgery to put it on our forebrain. If sweet peace was a news item, it would make headlines in every show. But peace is not something for us. Peace is not something to be bought, something to be sought. Peace is something we have got, but we just have to choose to live peaceably. My friends, peace is in pieces, and peace for the pride I have for my nation now and forever, that will enable me to have patience with another, even though he's not my brother or my brother. E is for the energy that I will put to my work to build a greater and better nation for the upcoming generation. A is for the Almighty, the only source of true and lasting peace. Yes, He is the Prince of Peace. And C is that I will choose to be courteous, even though it is not fashionable. And E is that each and every day, I will forever remember that I'm first of all a Kenyan. Peace is in pieces. God bless you. God bless Kenya. Peace out.